All right, this is lesson 13 of U.S. history as we begin to look at the English colonies. Look at the time period from 1605 to 1774, where the English colonists shaped the values and ideas that would lead to America. Let's look at the southern colonies first, because that's where the English settled first and what we would consider the southern colonies. They started out settling in Virginia. The first permanent settlement was established in 1607 in Jamestown. Prior to that, the English set up a settlement at Roanoke, but the colonists there disappeared. We're not really sure what happened to them. They may have been swept up in a hurricane. They may have been went inland and wandered the forest and joined up with the Native Americans. They may have died in some other ways, but they disappeared. So the Jamestown Settlement is the first permanent settlement, the first settlement that will survive. It was 40 miles up the James River, which is kind of in the this area right here of northern Virginia, near the Chesapeake Bay. Many colonists died at this settlement. Most of them died in the original group did die because they were very unprepared for what was coming to them. It was a very difficult conditions for them because they were expecting to find gold and get rich and for things to be easy, but instead it was very difficult. They had to deal with harsh winters, bugs carrying diseases, fighting with the Native Americans, their own lack of preparation and lack of leadership. And so it was a very difficult settlement, but a few people did survive and keep it going to make it a permanent settlement. John Smith was the big leader. He's the one that built the fort and got them kind of organized, and probably the reason why the settlement survived. He was able to make peace with the Native Americans. He also had the Native Americans teach him how to grow corn, which helped them to survive. So he came in 1608. Things were looking pretty good by 1609. 400 more settlers come to Jamestown, hoping for riches and prosperity. But a horrible, harsh winter in 1610 led to only 60 surviving. Indian relations were difficult at times, but at times they were good. John Rolfe did a lot to save relations with the Native Americans when he married the Native American princess Pocahontas. But the greatest thing John Rolfe did for Jamestown was that he brought tobacco seeds. Tobacco grows very well in Virginia, and this quickly transformed Jamestown from a place where people were struggling for survival to a rich boomtown. However, while things were going on well, the local colonists ruined it when they killed the local Native American chief, which led to 20 years of war, which led to death and starvation and other problems on both sides. What can we learn from all this? Well, the people of Jamestown, one, they need to be more prepared. Two, the number one thing is peace is always for the best. The Native Americans thrived better, and so did the settlers when they had peace with each other. So try to find peaceful solutions to your problems. Try to have peaceful relationships with those around you. When people do you wrong or you do other people wrong, you should ask for forgiveness and give forgiveness and try to forget and move on. War equals destruction for everyone. You can see that all over the world when you look at the Middle East and parts of Asia and other areas of the world that are stricken with war. It just leads to destruction and misery for everyone. So we need to try to obtain as much peace as we can and move forward together, and that will help our society do the best that it can. Thanks. I hope this was helpful.